This is the BINBOK VR T3S Plus head strap for the Meta Quest 3 and Quest 3S. We always start with the unboxing, jump into the install, and then I get into the review. I always leave timestamps, so feel free to skip around. Alright, today we're going to be unboxing the BINBOK VR head strap. This is going to be the BINBOK VR T3S Plus head strap. Of course, this is going to be for the Meta Quest 3 and Quest 3S. So, as always, we get right into the unboxing, so let's go ahead and get right into it. We do have a little bit of a packaging discrepancy, if you will. Everything should be fine inside, hopefully. So let's go ahead and get this opened up. This is some really nice packaging. Now, this is coming a long way, of course, so having this really nice packaging is a beautiful thing. Again, the cardboard did kind of get punctured, but that's, you know, it's not their fault. It's just the shipping company. Alright, so we're going to do a uninstall. This is the Meta Quest 3S, of course. Now, I already disconnected this side, but if you guys don't know how to do it already, you just grab here, and these just pop right off. So it's a pretty easy thing. Now, you can have the facial gasket on it. I chose to remove the facial gasket because it makes removing this section a lot easier. So you could just pull it straight out like this. Whereas if the facial gasket's in the way, you kind of have to do it at an angle, so it's a lot easier to pull these through. Okay, so we have our Quest 3 ready to go. What I'm going to do, face it the other way so I don't poke the lenses and scratch them. What I'm going to do is install the back headrest. So what we want to do is figure out which way is up. So we're going to look at the text. We're going to assume that, you know, the text facing this way so we could read it. That's going to be the up direction. So this head strap on the back, this little pad, we're going to make sure that this little area here, which the head strap will go through, is facing on the upside. So we're going to install it this direction anyway. So they're very simple. You just find the little piece here. I'm trying to get light in there. Find the little piece here where it goes into. And then there's these little latches here, and you just pop them in. So I'm going to do this maybe off camera a little bit for you. So you might not be able to see it completely, but if we get in there, boom, it just pops in. And then the other side, we just take that other side, same thing, push it into that area nicely. Maybe it'll take some effort going in the first time. There we go. We got it. So head cups on. Next up, we're going to take the top strap. The decision is up to you whether you want the long side or the short side on the front or back. I like the long side on the front. It makes it a little bit easier to adjust for me. So we're going to throw in this short side here. We're going to make it nice and tight. And then we're going to swap our headset unit around. And we're going to install the arms next. So on this side, it should be pretty easy. You have the USB-C to nicely the USB-C port to help line it up nicely here. So always start from the front, work your way back, and then you just squeeze here, and you should be good to go. Same thing on the other side. So you start from the front, and then you work your way to the back, and you squeeze as you work your way down, and you should be good to go. Then we're going to pop this in. So we have our head strap nice here, and we're going to put it through starting from the bottom. And bam. So we're done there. Lastly, we just have our cable here. So we're just going to plug in our cable. Things are nice and secure. So lastly, we're just going to take our battery here. And of course, the terminals are on just the one side. They don't have terminals on both sides. So on the back of the unit, you could see here, there's terminals on this side too. So it's going to need to go in this direction here. And of course, it lights up. You see the lights on top of the unit. And we are charging the device here. You can see a little light on with the cable attached. So we could obviously install our facial gasket again. So let's go ahead and do that really quickly. We just pop this right in, give it a couple little nudges, and we're good to go for the most part, okay? So installation is pretty simple. Now, one thing I did notice really quick with the install process that I was completing here is the battery is actually not quite aligned with the head strap itself. And let's see if the other one is, because I haven't tested this one yet. Yeah, same kind of issue here. If you look on the bottom, I don't know if you could see this, it's not flush. This isn't, and in fact, you could even see it kind of wiggling around here where it's not exactly flush with the headset. And you could see this side's fine, it's nice and flush. But if we go around to the other side, this is going to be the side where the prongs are sitting, which connect to the head strap. You see the prongs here? So I don't know if maybe the prongs are creating a little bit of a lifted environment here, which doesn't allow the battery to sit completely flush on the side where the terminals are. It seems that's the case. Perhaps you could see me, if I squeeze it on this side, you could see the headset kind of lifting on this side. Now, my biggest concern is what's happening now, which you could probably hear. The headset unit is constantly disconnecting and reconnecting when I'm kind of wiggling this battery around. And I'm afraid that that might happen if you're moving around, you know, in VR and stuff. But yeah, with these quick testings here, everything seems pretty okay. Battery's still connected fine. It's just that there's a little bit of room here. So I don't think this is going to be a major issue with this unit. I do think it's from these prongs though, that are just maybe having it lift. So yeah, this shouldn't be too much of an issue. I don't see it affecting things too much. It doesn't seem to be disconnecting or anything from the unit, from the headset itself. If I'm doing this obviously and like really messing with it, obviously you'll hear it connecting again. But yeah, everything seems pretty good for the most part. All right, this is going to be the review for the BINBOK VR T3S Plus head strap. Now, this one, it's going to have a nice battery in the back. It does come with two 8,000 milliamp hour batteries, which are sitting right behind me charging right now. Really nice charging dock, by the way. It's pretty cool. It has like a nice little ambient glowing light that kind of pulses underneath it. It's really nice. And yeah, so we just, boom, pop these on the back. The headset's already charging, ready to go. And you can see the little light turn on there, and there's some nice lights in the back that kind of glow and do their thing. So the battery's great. It's an 8,000 milliamp hour battery. It's been holding up fine for me, no problems there. This particular design, it does have the terminals on one side, whereas the other side it doesn't have any terminals. I kind of talked about this briefly in the unboxing section. Now, the issue here, some designs for these batteries have terminals on both sides. I've noticed, I don't know which one it was now, but very similar design head strap unit, not this one, had terminals on both sides. And what that allows is it allows you to put on the battery this way, to pop it on like this. Here, let's take it off. So it allows you to put on the battery this way, boom. And then if you flip it the other way, you can also put it this way. Notice how it's not charging, it's not turning on. That's because it's on the wrong way. If you put it on the right way, it actually turns on. So there are some other units that have batteries like this with some redundancies, which are good because it doesn't matter which way you put the battery on, it's going to connect and charge. So it makes it a little bit less tedious there. But if you're fine lining up the terminals the right direction before you throw it on the headset or throw it on your battery charger, then it shouldn't be too much of an issue, right? So really nice battery otherwise. And of course, it does have these nice top lights as well, which kind of give you the indicator of the charge levels. So these are going to be on all the time. If we talk about the overall build quality and design here, overall it's a good design. The mechanism allows you to completely fold the headset, which is nice. It doesn't go down this past this point here, so that's as far as you're going to get the head strap to go down. But the back cup piece, it's one of the cups that kind of sits a little bit lower. We'll put it on here to show you, but it sits a little bit lower on your head, so you don't really need this pivot swing to go too far down because the head cup, it goes down anyway far enough for you. So I didn't have any issues there, at least on my head. Otherwise, if we take a look at the other side, we have a nice cable coming from the battery position here on the back of the headset, and the cable obviously is long enough. It has a little guided area here to keep that cable nice and snug, and yeah, it's long enough to reach that USB-C port, of course. So let's go ahead and put on the headset. Now we'll loosen it up a bit. Now I did get it nice and snug on my head. I'm able to get it so nice in the back. This little back cup area here, for my head at least, it cups just the back of my head here, just enough so, you know how there's that area on the back of your skull that's kind of like pocketed, so it hits that nice pocketed area and it grabs onto your head nicely. So I don't see this head strap moving around too much. I mean, it's nice and secure, it's not going to fall off, and you know, the battery in the back, it does have a nice counterweight to it, so it keeps things nice and balanced. I'm going to loosen it up here a little bit and just see how that balance is. Yeah, this is really nice. This is a really nice unit. It's very nicely balanced with the back battery, so I'm pretty happy with it here. As far as comfort goes, I don't think anyone's going to really have a huge problem here. It's a very, very standard elite style design, or a top strap design, which they're really comfortable. I like these designs personally. The Halo style design is nice as well, but if you're sharing the headset, if you're giving it to multiple people, in my opinion, a top strap design is going to be a little bit more intuitive. Granted, you do need to wear the facial gasket if you are going to be using a top strap design like this. So yeah, without that Halo design, you have to wear the facial interface for everything to just make sense. And now really quickly, I just want to talk about the sounds that the head strap gives you. And there's two sounds that to me are important. Okay, one of them is going to be removing and connecting the battery, and often batteries give a little beep. If you guys haven't seen it, I've done a big, long, massive kind of comparison video. I'll leave links in the description between a bunch of different head straps for the Quest 3 and Quest 3S. In that video, this one's not in it, unfortunately, because I received this head strap unit after the fact. But in that video, when I'm comparing all head strap units, you'll notice the batteries have completely different sounds and different sound levels. So anyway, this one, take a listen. It's not that loud. It's definitely on the quieter side to my ear from head strap beeps that I've heard. Now, the second volume that you might be a little bit worried about is the dial. So this one, it's on the quieter side. It's not the quietest, but it's on the quiet side for sure. So if we talk about the charger itself, the battery dock, if you will, we'll show some B-roll of that. It's very nice. It has a design where the batteries, when it's docked, those front charging lights, they're facing you, so you always can see easily what charge level your batteries are at. It charges two batteries simultaneously, so you're always ready to go, and it does have a nice little glowy blue thing going on the bottom, which I kind of like. I mean, some people, they might not like it. There's no buttons on it to turn that off, and if I remove both batteries, the light turns off when both batteries are not on it. But when the batteries are charging it, you could see that blue aura just underneath starting to glow to indicate that your batteries are charging and there is power on the device. So for those who don't want that blue light, maybe this isn't the dock for you. I wish there was a button on it. I wish all docks have buttons that have RGB lights to either change the light or turn it off or dim the light in some fashion. So that's the dock. So that's pretty much it as far as the head strap goes. Again, it's a very comfy design, very easy to obviously throw on and off. It works great. This is going to be for the Quest 3 and the Quest 3S. I have it on the Quest 3 right now, and it's working perfectly. This is going to be the default facial gasket that it's with, but it will work with any facial gasket that you throw at it. Very standard design here, so you shouldn't have a problem there. And yeah, very, very nice design. The materials are great. No issues here. Easy to wipe down. Very hygienic materials. And I think you'll be happy with it. It comes with 2 batteries, again, with the charging dock. So you'll always be ready to go. 8,000 milliamp hour batteries, which will be nice and large to keep those sessions going for you so you can play VR all day. So if you do want to purchase the BINBOK T3S Plus, go ahead and check out the links in the description down below. I'll leave them down there. As always, if you like the video, giving it a like is super useful and helpful to me. You know how it is here, the algorithm and whatnot. It helps me a bunch. Thank you so much. And if you want to see more videos just like this, I do a ton of hardware reviews. Check out my other head strap reviews. I've done like a dozen of them now, and other reviews in general, VR stuff. If you want to hang out, feel free to hit the subscribe button and you'll see more. And until next time, I'll see you all later. Bye.